Well, hello, St. Louis. This is volume 2 of our road to My Bloody Valentine and beyond. So today, I'm going to show you our shop here. Piles of plywood, foam, work tables, tools everywhere. Okay. Another work table over here for carpenters. Let me take you over here. Because what does it take to get the Darkness Haunted House to do the kinds of things that we want to do? This is a welding table. These are 2 CNC machines. Okay? Look, I know there's other haunted houses in St. Louis, so let me give you an example. And I hate to say this because it's true, but like Six Flags, I mean, that's kind of a joke. They're terrible. They're not very good. And the truth of the matter is, it's a big event, big park, rides, and from my understanding, more people are going in October now. And that's like literally the lifeblood of that park is all the people who come for the Halloween event. And they've got shows and they've got roller coasters. And they have like, you can walk around the whole park. They have concessions and great retail. And so from that perspective, you know, those are things that we don't have here. So they have a huge, massive event. But the haunts themselves, I mean, those are like the bottom of the barrel. They're not very good. They're just what they are. Okay? It's not even close to what we do. So they have more. They're offering more because they have, you know, rides and things like that. But I mean, the event is a big event, but the haunts, if it was just about the haunts and the haunts only, I don't think very many people would go. Okay. So there's a market for everybody that wants to celebrate Halloween, whether it's to go to a theme park where you can just have spooky characters running around and there's roller coasters, or if you want to go pick a pumpkin or carve a pumpkin or go to a fall corn maze or whatever it is, trick-or-treating. There's so many ways that people celebrate Halloween. We get that. But what we are is one of the best haunted houses in the world, okay? And when I said there's other attractions around St. Louis, I mean, I'm not even going to mention their name, but there's another one somewhere out past St. Charles somewhere. I mean, that looks like they buy everything from spirits. I mean, come on. It's a joke. It's an absolute joke. There is no serious competitors to the Darkness or Creepyworld in St. Louis. The Darkness is considered by many in the haunted attraction industry as the best haunted house in the whole world. And if it's not the best haunted house in the world, it's one of the top 5, one of the top 10, one of the top 20. Depends on who you ask. But just to be considered, even if you're just like number 19, okay? That means it's by far the best in St. Louis, without question. Now, Creepyworld is in St. Louis is the more popular between Darkness. Maybe that has something to do with location. Maybe it has something to do with the fact that Creepyworld is like 10 times longer than the Darkness. But the Darkness, clearly, scenic-wise, if you're looking for the ultimate Halloween haunted house experience, the Darkness is the best haunted house in St. Louis. It's not even close. Now, I would say that at Creepyworld, they tend to have some really crazy actors there. It's a lot of open air space, so you have a lot of people chasing you around with chainsaws and whatnot. And when you're in an indoor haunt like the darkness, you can't do all those things. But what you can do is you can build the most amazing sets. You can have the most amazing props, the most amazing scenic. And I would say that if you're a fan of horror movies, then you want to come to the darkness because it's like experiencing a real horror movie. Now, I'm going to show you through a series of videos that we make how and what we're doing so that you understand the level that we take things to here at the darkness. Now, every Halloween season ends. We have already ordered new sets, not new sets, but new animations, new props, new equipment, because in St. Louis there's a thing called Transworld, which is a haunted house trade show that happens. Last year it happened in February. This year it's happening in March at the St. Louis Convention Center. Now, for the past 2 decades, the darkness has done haunt tours for the haunted house industry. So in order to do the tours for the haunted house industry, we have to get the haunted house, meaning the darkness specifically, renovated and done in time for Transworld. Last year it was February. So that meant our goal was by My Bloody Valentine to have the darkness renovations completed. Now, we didn't have them completed, FYI. For example, we didn't have our horror secret bar done until after My Bloody Valentine. A lot of the new scenes were kind of there, but they weren't done. Lighting effects, special effects, all this stuff wasn't done. It didn't get done until after My Bloody Valentine, but a lot of the new scenes were done for My Bloody Valentine. So that's one of the unique things about My Bloody Valentine is all the new sets and scenes that we attempt to build and get done before My Bloody Valentine. So let me explain. If you came to the Krampus event and then you came to My Bloody Valentine, what scenes are changed? Well, last year we built this new slaughterhouse section to replace TerraVisions. We worked on it as hard as we could, and we tried to get it as done for My Bloody Valentine last year. But because of all the work that had to be done just to get a structure together, we never could build the scenes like really, really good. So now, between Krampus and today, meaning 2 weeks before My Bloody Valentine, we have totally redone the slaughterhouse with facades, new sets, a whole new scene that's probably the most beautiful scene in the whole section. We've programmed lighting effects, fog effects, sound effects. It's like you're in a paranormal experience now. Like when you're walking through, everything is moving, everything is shaking, lights are flickering, sounds going off, fog spraying in your face. It's super high tech. It's super high tech, just the new section alone. The other thing that we're trying to build is this new Frankenstein set. Now, the darkness, just so we're on the same page, we see it as 4 different sections. You have the outdoor section where we have all of these what we call icon actors that run around and scare people. And yes, they have chainsaws. And they run around and interact with the guests outside. Then you have the first floor, which is more like the monster floor, okay? It's all about massive gothic monsters. The second floor is like a haunted mansion. And then the third section is now the slaughterhouse, which it used to be TerraVisions. And actually there's 5 sections because then you go into the horror museum that also has the 5-minute escape, lots of photo ops, and it also has the horror retail section. So there's kind of technically 5 sections, plus St. Louis Escape with the mini golf, pinball arcade, and 8 escape rooms next door. When you really think about it, the darkness is a big, giant horror theme park because of the escape rooms next door, and then the outdoor scare zone, the 2 different floors, which are totally different. Like they're almost like totally unique haunts. Now you have the slaughterhouse, the horror museum, the gift store, everything wrapped together. Okay, so every year we try to plan exactly what we're going to do. And so this year, the main focus was to drastically improve the slaughterhouse. To like last year, it was about getting it in place, and now it's about taking it to a whole nother level. When you experience this new slaughterhouse this year, you're going to literally be like, wow, I felt like I was in a horror movie. I felt like I was literally inside the film. That's what you're going to feel like when you go through, and that's already all been done. And then to the darkness, we tried to put many more scenes where we added lighting effects that mix with fog effects and sound effects, and they all work together in conjunction with the animation, which makes the rooms almost like programmed mini scenes where you could just stand there and a whole bunch of different things will occur. It's like watching the movie The Conjuring and something slides across the floor, lights, bulbs break, cracks all of a sudden appear in the walls, as an example, okay? That's what we're trying to do to a lot of the darkness. And we have now started to gut some of the oldest scenes in the darkness to replace it. We're building what we hope is going to be the best scenes we've ever made, and it's all going to be themed around Frankenstein. Now, last year we purchased this giant Frankenstein head, and we did get it into the haunted house. We got it into the haunted house after My Bloody Valentine, after the Trans World show, and then we kind of sort of built like a mini scene around it, just so that the Frankenstein would be in the haunt. But the plan was, that was just a temporary scene for what is to come. So let me show you. Now, I also want to say, for this year's haunt tour, which is March the 26th. And by the way, if you've ever wanted to go on the behind the scenes tour of the darkness, you can. You can buy tickets at darkness.fearticket.com, and you can come to the Darkness Behind the Scenes tour. Now, what is the Darkness Behind the Scenes tour? That means you get to walk through the haunted house with no fog. You can videotape it. You can take photos. And you get to walk through it real slow and just look at everything and check it all out. And it also includes like a Q&A. Now, you can buy that if you want to at darkness.fearticket.com. If you've ever wanted to do a behind-the-scenes tour, now you can. Okay? But the tickets to My Bloody Valentine, you can get at scarefest.fearticket.com. We're going to have, of all of the 2026 renovations to the darkness, we're going to have about 80% of them done for My Bloody Valentine. About 80%. Now, there's going to be some animations and some new props that come in after the fact. And then I doubt that this Frankenstein scene will be done, but part of it will be done. Part of it will be done. So you will get to see part of it. Now, this isn't just a scene. We're not doing just scenes anymore. This is a fully immersive, programmed show, really. And you can see, for those people who don't believe me, see there's a big hole there. He was there. So, for the last decade, this hole right here had that snake come through it. But see, now that snake is over there. So when you come in here, this used to be some sort of Grim Reaper lobby, and it's literally been the same for about 15 years. Well, it's gone now. Okay? So this is going to be the entrance to Frankenstein's castle. And you can clearly see that we are building this entryway, and there's going to be a CGI there. There's going to be lighting effects and everything else. This room right here, construction-wise, will probably be done in about 2 days. And then it will take about 5 or 6 days to carve foam, concrete everything, paint everything, light, sound, everything. So this scene will definitely be done by My Bloody Valentine. Then you come to this big scene, and look what's going on here. You got this marker board so we can literally make notes. But look, the scene is gone. And there's the Frankenstein head. Now, this next scene is also going to be gone, But we're not going to remove it just yet because that's going to be the Bride of Frankenstein scene. We're not removing it yet because of My Bloody Valentine. We're not going to get that far between now and My Bloody Valentine. Now, if you look over here, you'll see lots of drawings. That room that I showed you, the first one, that's this room here. All these like red things tell you what is supposed to happen. See, that's what it's going to look like. And then you can kind of, I'm jumping ahead. This is the Frankenstein room. That's this room. That's what this room is going to look like. So I wanted to show you this room because for those who just don't get it, there's a difference between a haunted house that just says they're great and they're scary and they're huge and they're whatever, because anybody can say anything. But to some of these cheesy haunts that open in October, could you walk through with the lights on and say, wow? No, you could not. You absolutely could not. There's only one haunt in St. Louis that is high tech, that is better than Universal Studios, and that's right here at the Darkness. And it's right here. It's the gem of St. Louis that a lot of people in St. Louis don't even appreciate in the same way that they recognize the City Museum, for example, or Ted Drew's Ice Cream, or Emo's Pizza, okay, or the Hill. The Darkness is Halloween. And it's been here for St. Louis. It's been here since 1994. And this is going to be, I think, our 33rd year of fear. And, you know, there's an old saying that, you know, every good thing always comes to an end. And it's possible that the Darkness is in one of its final years. Because, you know, as much fun as I've had doing it, you know, there's a time when you're just like, you know, you just don't have the heart for it anymore. But I can tell you that for 2026, we are going so far out there. We really expect that when people come through, they're going to be devastated. They're going to be blown away. They're going to feel like they really experienced the Conjuring movie. Because when you see the Conjuring movie and you see things happen in the rooms, that's what you'll see in the Darkness. The difference is at the Darkness, it'll go off every single time somebody walks through. In a movie like The Conjuring, it's just a one-time special effect, or it's a CGI effect. It's just been implanted over the film. This is real, it's practical, and it'll happen again and again and again. So thanks for watching this video. And we're going to be making a whole series of videos explaining things that happen in the Darkness, showing you what we're going through here. And you know what we need more than anything? We need more people in the city of St. Louis and the community to visit the Darkness and visit our special events, My Bloody Valentine, and come in October and September and support us so that we can continue to invest heavily in having what many people around the world feel like, if you want to see the best haunted house in the world, come to St. Louis. And there's a few others that people feel the same way about in other cities. But St. Louis, when people if they follow Halloween at all nationally, and you said, hey, what's there to do in Halloween in St. Louis? They would say, the Darkness. We need people in St. Louis to feel the same. We want to visit the Darkness. And I know one of the things that, and we're going to be making a series of videos, because I know that people complain, like, oh, it was a conga line, or it was too crowded, or it was too many people, or it was too this, too that. Actually, it's for several years, it hasn't been that busy. But we're making the haunted house kind of conga line proof by making the room so immersive that even if you're in a conga line, anything and everywhere you look, it'll make it appear that you are experiencing a paranormal experience, okay? It's going to be, every room is going to be like programmed like a show. It's going to be crazy. But we're going to be making videos of how to attend the darkness or how to attend Creepyworld. And, and without getting into too much detail, I don't understand why everyone doesn't come in September. Why doesn't everybody come on weekdays? There's weekdays where we do 300 people. Why aren't you coming on weekdays? On weekdays, we should be doing 800 to 1,000 people. That's when you should come. You should be coming the first weekend of October. When we open in November, you should be coming. But no, in St. Louis, and it's just a St. Louis thing, oh yeah, Halloween is the weekend before Halloween. That's when we want to come. And everybody wants to come on the same weekend, and then they want to complain it was too crowded. Come in September. Come in early October. Come on weekdays. We'd love to have you. We would love the support of St. Louis so we can continue to literally make a haunted house that we're talking international influencers want to come. They want to come here because they want to film the attraction. I'm just telling you, it's the way it is. Internationally, people recognize, come to St. Louis to experience one of the best haunted houses in the world. That's why we're doing these vlogs, so people in St. Louis will understand the same. So make sure you like and subscribe to our YouTube page and follow along as we show you from today all the way through the summer leading up to Halloween 2026, exactly what we put into building the darkness, Creepyworld, Lemp, and your first chance and last chance to experience it before Halloween is My Bloody Valentine. Now, My Bloody Valentine isn't going to be the whole thing. We're not going to have it all done by then. But if you really want to see everything, then go to darkness.fearticket.com and you could buy a ticket. They're a little bit more expensive to our haunt trade show experience. The tickets are more expensive, yes, but there is a behind the scenes tour. So if you ever wanted to come to the darkness for behind the scenes, go to darkness.fearticket.com and get one of those tickets. Those events are in March 26, 27, 28. But My Bloody Valentine is Friday the 13th, the day before Mardi Gras. And we had to do it on that date because if we did it on Mardi Gras, you wouldn't be able to come to the event because there'd be no parking. You wouldn't have any access to the haunted house. That's why. So anyway, thanks a lot for watching the video. Make sure you like and subscribe and leave comments and tell us what you'd like us to change in the haunted house, because this is a haunted house for St. Louis. And we will hopefully see you very soon. Follow us on Instagram at Scarefest and TikTok at Darkness Haunted House.